platform is not been scheduled. So please do not ask beyond this agenda. The main agenda of this topic is to have a doubt clarification session related to ADBMS programming environment. Only for this main agenda, this meeting has been scheduled. And for any other query, you may refer to some different platform, but don't ask in this particular session because we are already having some another meeting for the other group of learners regarding other discussion also, just around 5:10 or 5:15 p.m. So we are having hardly a short duration to discuss if there is an issue regarding ADBMS programming environment practical.
Yes, hello learners. So here's a just request to you all to submit your assignments as well as complete your practical internal assignments also. And let us know, unmute yourself or raise your hand, in fact, if you are having any query here. Because we are here with some time foundation. So please don't wait and start sharing your queries if you have any. Raise your hands and we will unmute you. Yeah.
Panduranga here. So
Yes.
can we ask a query regarding this LMS here?
LMS
So,
in what sense? If it is related
like,
to ADBMS issue, then we are here to.
it is.
Yes.
It is the same. So first time what happened, I have written my query to create some tables along with which has few constraints in it. Okay. So due to
Okay.
incorrect data that I have inserted, I had to truncate. So we had these constraints and I was unable to truncate the table. So I tried to drop the table as well, which was also not possible due to this constraint. So basically in the database, right, even though if we have these foreign key constraints also, we tried to drop a table or something, it should be possible. That I couldn't do. So what I did, I have just submitted the project since we have many attempts to do so. And I tried to create a new attempt and have submitted the assignment. So after submitting it, it was showing as start only. It was not showing as submitted. So again, to check the new attempt, what I did, I created a new attempt. So all the rings has been discarded. I have few queries now on this. So one is that, is there a possibility to make it like, just a drop a table without having a dependency on the constraints? And second one is that, is there a place like, a grid table? I understand that we are not supposed to write or add a data as a table without using a query in the database, but we should if we have an option to delete and inserted data. For example, if we have inserted 5 rows in a table, right, if we are not able to delete that in using a query, then if we have a grid where we can delete that manually, or like instead of editing it, we can delete the data, it would be helpful.
So what I have understood that you want to delete the data, right?
Yeah, delete the data or a table without having any constraint dependency errors.
Yeah, Monica ma'am, can you please help us in this?
Sir, in your query, have you used the cascade delete option?
Pardon?
Cascade delete option, because your table are constrained table, na? If you are
Yeah,
deleting
I did
a
try to
particular
delete, update, alter. I have used all the things. It was not working. I was still getting an error.
Okay, sir, you do one thing. You just have the screenshot of your problem and send it to your mentor. I will note down your name. Your mentor will connect with you, because this is the problem which you have only reported. Otherwise, we have not seen this type of error in somebody's virtual programming lab. So you
Okay.
just, I have noted your name, and your mentor will connect with you, and you just mail the screenshot to your mentor. Then definitely
Sure, I
we
will
will
do.
look in this. And for the purpose that if your data is, if you are stuck for your assignment, then for that purpose I will suggest you to, for example, if you have created a table employee, then recreate it with employee one. Okay,
Okay.
for
Great.
only for the submission purpose.
Hmm.
Okay, and the problem which you are facing in the deletion, we will look in this matter, but first priority is that you submit your assignment and you just create a new table. If you already have created employee, then you create it a new table with employee one, then your all the queries will be run fine.
Yeah, you're right. Okay. I got
Okay,
it.
so you do this thing, and the earlier problem you just report it to your mentor, and we personally look in this matter, sir.
Sure. Thank you.
Okay, sir.
Yes, anybody with the next query?
Hello.
Yes, please share your query.
Actually, ma'am, I have one query. I have submitted first attempt of ADBMS internal assessment, but
Okay.
I have already executed. Actually, I have to execute three queries for question number 2 for join operation. Okay, but I forgot to execute the all three queries. Okay, so I have attempted second attempt. Okay, so all my table is showing, they are already this table is exist. So can I just execute the query and submit the project?
Yes,
So
sir.
it's
If the tables that you have created in your first attempt, first of all, you check
Yes.
with the select star with your table name, and if your tables exist there, then you just simply in your second attempt, you simply write the queries there. But
Yeah, all the table is showing previous one only. There is no any difference.
okay, so simply, sir, you have no need to create a new table in a second attempt. You just write down your query and execute that.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Thanks. Thanks.
Um,
next learner.
Hi,
Yes,
this is
please.
Divesh here.
Yeah,
So,
please share. Yeah.
so I have submitted the DBMS. Initially, I got doubt, but later I talked with my mentor and I got solved it. I had two doubts that so the way I written every query and just to execute another query, I commented the first queries and I wrote the queries like that. Okay, but at last I just left with the two queries which are not commented to show the execution part. So and is that correct? Like, is that okay? So the whatever the asked result, for example, the whatever the other operations mentioned in the question, I created every table, data input, stored every data. At last, I gave the two queries which are left just to whoever evaluate it. If they click that execute button, just show the data. So is that correct, or I just had to uncomment everything just to show whatever I wrote?
Uh, no, in that case, you do not have any problem because the commented portion is not compiled or executed. Okay, so only the answer of the last query will be your result.
Yeah, that's what I had
Okay,
a
so
doubt. That
there's no issue because your answer is coming only when all the previous operations are correctly performed by you. Then only your last query will give you answer. Otherwise, it will not give. So it means by default, all of the previous step are successfully compiled and executed. So there is no need to remove the commented part.
okay. And second question was is. Then the console input, whenever I want to input, I wanted to that I had to input using the space and all. Is the correct method, or was it was another method to input the data?
Actually, for your assignment purpose, we just have to we just enable your project backend setting. We just manage is like that. You only assign a values to a variable. You cannot take the input from the console side.
Yeah, those are correct. Yeah, whatever the
Yeah, so
values
that's
given in
why
the
we had
question
made
only.
these settings. Okay,
Yeah.
so if in your personal despite of your internal assignment, if you go to your virtual lab, there you can use the in operator to accept the data from the console input in your virtual programming lab, but that is not enabled in your internal assignment.
Yes, whatever the given question in the question, whatever the values given, I use the same values to execute the program. Is
Yeah,
that correct,
that's
right?
okay. Yeah, that's correct. You all we are not supposed you to take the values from the console input. We have make these setting intentionally.
Okay,
But in
then
your lab, you can in your lab for your practice purpose, you can take your take the console input in your lab, but not in your internal assignment.
yeah, understood. Then the I execute in a correct way then. Yeah, thank you for the answers.
Next learner, please raise your query.
Ma'am, one more one more query. Actually, I have just received one notification email that I have not submitted the internal assessment, but I have already submitted that one.
Is it a mail, sir, that you have received right now,
Yes,
for which you are talking?
yesterday only I have received that email.
I'm sure that line also contains that in case if you have already submitted the assignment, then you can ignore the message.
Okay.
Yeah, anybody else? Please
Just
unmute
one,
yourself. Yeah.
just one for the query asked from CU, right? So now in the while submitting the assignment, do we have to update all the query like create statement, insert statement along with the select statement in the query, or only select statement would be sufficient?
Sir, actually, when you are applying the select statement or you are applying any query, that will be executed or will give you answer only when you have created a table correctly, when you have inserted the data correctly. If your answer is coming out, it means by default you have inserted the value correctly and created the table.
Correct. I
Okay,
understand that.
so
So while submitting it, should I give the code to you and submit it, or select statement would be
no,
sufficient?
just you write down the last query and execute
Right.
it.
Clarified. Thank you.
Yes.
Who else? Please let us know your query. Anybody else here? Please raise your query, else we will end this session in few minutes.
And also please help your colleagues in this manner that they have to submit the assignment, because this is of 70 marks and this is an internal assignment. So please also motivate your co-learners, if you are in communication with all those, that this assignment submission is mandatory and it comprises of 70 marks, so they have to submit it. It's mandatory.
Thank you, ma'am, for sharing this information. Please share with your colleagues also. Is there anyone with any query? Please unmute yourself and share your queries. I think by now,
Hello. Hello.
yes. Please
Ma'am, am I
continue.
audible? Yeah,
Yeah, you
ma'am.
are.
Ma'am, actually, regarding the queries, I have executed first the queries in my local system. Okay, all the queries like create, insert, and select statement, and then I have written all the queries in the virtual lab, and I have executed all the queries at once.
In a one go.
Yeah, in a one go. Is
So
the
in a
right
one
way?
go, they will not execute. You have to first execute the create query, then you have to
Yeah,
one by one execute
yeah.
the insert.
That I want to tell you. Like I have executed create, and then beyond that I have executed the insert. Okay,
Yeah.
and I have then copy pasted from my local system to on virtual lab,
Okay.
and it has been executed in a one go all the queries.
No, sir, that's not possible. That your all the queries are executed in a one go. That you just make a one file and click run all, then it will not execute.
Okay, means I have to submit only the final query, the
Yes,
select
you
query.
have to submit only the step by step. First, you run the query for the create table. Okay. Then remove that. Then you have to run the query of insert. Suppose you have to insert 5 rows, then you write 5 times, you write the insert query and execute them one by one. 5 times you have to do that. 5 times you have to run your insert command. Okay, then finally you will write your query and execute that.
I have written like that only, but all the queries I have written one after another, and that has been executed properly without any errors.
So it's mean that submit, that is correct your part, and you can then click on the submit project button, sir.
Yeah, means I have submitted all the queries, means like create, insert, and select all the queries I have submitted. That is not the big issue, na? Or
Yeah,
I have to.
that's not a big issue. You have finally, after writing the final query, you have to just click on the submit project button.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
Learners, please note that the this practical internal assignment submission date is 14th of October. So please complete your assignment and submit timely. There will be no further extension of the date now. Anybody else with any query here? Monica ma'am, shall we end the session now, as I cannot see any hand raise or anybody who is sharing any query here with us?
Yeah, sure, ma'am. So
Okay.
thanks, learner, and thanks to all of you for joining us in a short span of time. And you people have no any doubts with you, so we are winding up the session. Have a nice day.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thank you all learners. And please complete your assignments as well as the practical assignments also. So happy learning to